bursting with knockout fun surprises, marvelous adventure, and shocking revelations. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi, rated PG-13, now playing.
Whoever threw it has to go get it.
Anyone can dream. Making it a reality is the hard part. Northrop Grumman stealth bombers give us an advantage in a turbulent world.
Clayton Thorson on a halfback, the quarterback catches a 24-yard pass from Jeremy Larkin to put Northwestern inside the 10-yard line, but his right knee buckled, and he's in agonizing pain at the moment inside the 10-yard line. His teammates watching the winningest quarterback in program history, Matt Alviti, the mustachioed Alviti, the backup who's played in 4 games this season, did come in relief against Minnesota on November 18th, did not attempt to pass. Last pass attempt was October the 7th against Penn State.
And he actually played against Duke in the second week of the season, and that's where he threw his first career touchdown pass. The only touchdown pass of his career, but well, that is a sight that we don't like seeing right there. And there's a young man that was actually thinking about making a decision after the season, maybe going to the next level.
It's great to see Jordan Jones and Kentucky's players come over and hug Thorson there. You saw Justin Jackson do it too. Here's Chris Westry coming over to lend some support as well. And
it's just an ordinary tackle by Jordan Jones, and cleat looked like it got stuck. And you wind up with a bad injury.
Really?
See Coach Fitzgerald there, making sure that they take care of Clayton as they cart him off of the field. And his redshirt junior season comes to an end. One of the most painful parts of football is watching a scene like this, especially in a bowl game, when it happens to a man that is so important to his program. Tonight, the New Year's Six starts. We'll have the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Sam Darnold in number 8 USC squaring off against J.T. Barrett in his final game, and the number 5 Ohio State Buckeyes. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific on ESPN. And the ESPN and J.T. Barrett, so polarizing, the ups and downs of his career, was not on the field due to an injury 3 years ago when they won the national championship, but a huge part of that team. And everybody's talking about Sam Darnold. Will this be his final game at SC? You think he should come back to college?
That is every circumstance is a little bit different, but it is tough to pass up where they're talking about where he maybe the number 1 overall pick in the draft. And so I don't know that it gets any better than that for Sam Darnold, but that's going to be a matchup of quarterbacks there with J.T. Barrett against Sam Darnold.
Bobby Shoes and Brock Hubert, Allison Williams, they have a great coming up in Arlington after this. So first and goal for Alviti from the 5, with Justin Jackson standing next to him. And here's Jackson straight ahead to the goal line, powers in. Touchdown, Northwestern.
I just don't think that he can run between the tackles at 5'11", 200 pounds, but defenders rarely get a straight shot on Justin Jackson, and you'll see here, this is just second effort. He's engaged by Courtney Love right about the line of scrimmage, and he actually goes forward. You see there the approval of Pat Fitzgerald.
Does this man love football or what?
And there's no doubt about it. All you got to do is sit in a room with him for about a minute.
So much emotion from Fitz in his 12th season as the head coach of the Wildcats, searching for their 8th straight win. Defender's extra point is good, and Northwestern has its first lead. They have been outstanding in the second quarter this season. More on that in just a moment, but let's get an update on Clayton Thorson down to Olivia.
Yeah, Taylor, it is his right knee that was injured. He can move the leg, and an athletic trainer told me they couldn't really evaluate on the field to know the severity, so obviously going in the locker room, But Northwestern also lost another offensive player on that drive, wide receiver Bennett Skoranek. He's in the locker room getting evaluated after that big hit. His return is questionable.
That was a hit by Beatty, being slammed to the turf, which drew the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. That's when Skoranek left the field, and you could see him. He had some webs, and they were trying to get him right.
Northwestern's been outstanding in quarters 2 and 4 this year. They didn't score a point in their last 3 games in the first quarter until they had a field goal today. But look at those numbers. 40 points in the first quarter to 136 in the second. And they add to it today with that touchdown score just a moment ago.
Yeah, they've been magnificent. And what it tells me is they figure you out after the first quarter, and then it's just coaching. We're going to change up some things. They're doing this. We're going to go to this. And Northwestern has been just about automatic in the second and fourth quarters of games.
Oh, fields this one inside the 5. The man can fly, and he's up near the 40-yard line. True freshman that does everything. Wide receiver, running game, throwing passes, and he's first team All-SEC in the kick return game.
Yeah, he got a couple of nice blocks up front. I think Josh Pascal was on that kickoff return team, out throwing a block in front of Lynn Bowden. A couple of true freshmen doing some nice work.
Youngstown, Ohio, that is Mark Stoops' country. Stoops has a lot of his relatives here in the stadium today. Steven Johnson underneath and throws behind his intended tight end, Justin Riggs.
I feel you, Steven Johnson. You never, as a quarterback, want to see a guy throw his hands up after you throw a pass. You have no idea what I'm dealing with back here in this pocket. So don't give me the hands like I don't know when the ball's a little offline.
He's had some communication issues with his tight end since C.J. Conrad went down in the Georgia game, lost for the season with a foot injury. He pumps and throws down the field for a first down by Charles Walker.
Nice job there, getting the corner to bite. And Walker just continues, slips right behind the corner between the safety right there. You get the corner to bite. Safety can't get over there in time. Weequay trying to get off the hash to get over to make a play, and he's unable to do so.
It's a 23-yard catch for Walker, who made 14 of his 24 career catches this season. Johnson, bloody pocket, deep ball, one-on-one to Richardson, and the flag comes in.
Crazy. What an effort by Taven Richardson. He's working against Montre Hardage, the corner.
Fouls by both teams. They will offset. Pass interference, defense number 24. Holding, offense number 73. Replay first down.
And Kyle Meadows, the left tackle. But Hardage is riding the jersey all the way down the field. You see the hold right there. There in the center of your screen by Meadows.
Oh, Patty Fisher there at the end of the play. Get to Johnson. That was not called. And of course, had pass interference at the end of the play. So offsetting penalties.
Let's go back
and we'll check out the Hardage foul.
Yeah, watch him just grab the jersey right there. I don't know what yard line that is. Probably about 7 yards. The right hand on the shoulder pads, and then you never look. Boy, that is the definition. You got to put a photo or video up of what not to do. He's actually shaking up himself.
Junior out of Georgia had 5 interceptions last year, has 7 in his career.
It's a good cover corner that's not afraid to certainly mix it up. 53 tackles as a corner this year. You put your helmet in there and mix it up, and you're coming away with 53 tackles. A lot of guys aren't willing to do it.
So after all of that, Kentucky will do it all over again from the 37-yard line. Benny Snell no place to go. Will lose more than a handful. Marcus McShepard comes in there, as does Joe Gaziano. And here comes the flag at the end of the play.
A little bit extra. Tail end of this.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 26. Contact with an official. Number 26 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. Second down.
Oh, wow.
That changes everything. Benny Snell ejected from the football game for making contact with an official after the big loss on the play. Straddling the sideline, gets up and says, to get your hands off of me, basically, to Chris Coit, the referee.
Come on. I mean, you got a guy that's being overrun by 5 players. It's like Chris Coit wanted to help him up, and Benny Snell didn't want to help, and then he throws the flag and kicks the kid out of the game. Are you kidding me?
Now 2nd and 32 for Kentucky. Johnson to the sideline. Gaziano got a hand on it. It's 3rd and a mile. Taking Benny Snell out of the football game
that
changes everything for Kentucky.
That is ridiculous, in my opinion. Absolutely ridiculous. You're actually going over. You put your hands out, and he snatches away, and you throw the penalty and then eject it. Unbelievable, in my opinion.
You can tell he was trying to hesitate there without really pushing Coit.
And there was no push. He just pulled his hands back.
Jones comes over to talk to Snell. Painfully for his sophomore Johnson underneath to Snell's backup, Saheem King. It'll be 4th and a mile. Kentucky's forced to punt.
That's when you should not be a part of the football game. Chris Coit, the official. I mean, you just don't want that to happen where that is arguably the best player on offense for the Kentucky Wildcats that they've lost because you were looking to help him up, and he didn't want the help. At that point, you don't know if it's a Northwestern player or an official. You just don't want the help. It's like, get away from me. And then you kick the kid out of the game. Ridiculous, in my opinion.
Nagel calls for a fair catch on Panton's punt. And with 12 minutes to go in the second quarter, Northwestern has the 10-7 lead. You could argue Benny Snell is as valuable to his team as anyone in college football. Out for the remainder of the game.
The leading role in our story is our team. Everyone we hire has a story to tell and a passion for the place they work. At the Green Turtle, you're one of us, and there's always a seat waiting for you.
It's the start of a new year for you and your family.
And we'd like you to be part of ours.
Happy New Year!
So our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone.
You pay what we pay, not a cent more. It's our way of saying Happy New Year.
And welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000. The Chevy employee discount for everyone ends soon.
The next era belongs to those who help ensure the next energy to power our dreams will be American energy. This is our era. This is America's energy era. Next era energy.
Critics and audiences agree. The #1 movie in the world is a marvelous adventure full of rousing surprises. It's the epic you've been waiting for.
So good to have you back.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi, rated PG-13.
Whoever threw it has to go get it.
Anyone can dream. Making it a reality is the hard part. Northrop Grumman stealth bombers give us an advantage in a turbulent world.
The team that survives a wild card might ride that momentum all the way to a ring.
I don't believe it.
Never ignore the wild card.
The Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with Poe and Gaylord Opryland Resort. Everything in one place, so you can have it all.
Kentucky, you see the team activities they took in during their time in Nashville, had some karaoke, and Cash Daniel, linebacker for the Cats, comes in wearing the Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, gets the Kentucky teammates fired up, screaming SEC chant to the rest of his teammates.
Maybe that's where Derek Beatty picked up that belly-to-belly suplex. There's some wrestling going on.
And everything has changed now that Benny Snell
Oh,
has been
yeah.
ejected from the game for making contact with the referee, Chris Coit. Heard Andre's thoughts on.
But I don't think he made contact. Chris Coit bent down to reach for Benny Snell, and he didn't want the help, and he tossed it for it. That's crazy.
One of the best running backs in the SEC is in the locker room. One of the best in the history of college football has the ball now. Justin Jackson still on his feet past the 30-yard line.
He starts to get hot. Look out. Because then the play action comes into play, and his backup quarterback and Matt Alvidi will certainly need to ride the shoulders of Justin Jackson for a little while here until he gets entrenched in this ballgame.
14 yards for the 10th leading rusher in college football history in his last game. This is Matt Alvidi spinning around, and he's down at the 34-yard line in relief of Clayton Thorson, who had a significant knee injury on a catch that he made from Jeremy Larkin that set up Northwestern on their last drive and scored a touchdown on the next play. But Thorson in the locker room, two of the biggest stars coming into this one. Northwestern quarterback Thorson hurt, and Kentucky running back Snell ejected. Justin Jackson still on the field, trying to find some space as he's bottled up by Quentin Bohanna.
So he had an outstanding year. True freshman along the defensive line. They really needed someone to step in at that position. Lost to graduation, a lot of defensive linemen. And Bohanna really stepped in, solidified things along the defensive line, especially the interior portion of the D line. And now Josh Pascal is down.
Making the start today for Denzel Ware, who's suspended due to a team violation.
Yeah, they're already short-handed at defensive end.
Tomorrow on ESPN, the New Year's Six continues with two more games. At 4 Eastern, it's the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl. Number 11, Washington, taking on number 9, Penn State. Then at 8, number 6, Wisconsin battles 10th-ranked Miami in the Capital One Orange Bowl. Both games also available on ESPN Deportes and the ESPN app. The New Year's Six begins after us with the Cotton Bowl in Arlington. Ohio State and USC continues tomorrow with those games and finishes up on Monday. Of course, it includes those two semifinal matchups in Pasadena and in New Orleans. So Pascal looks like he's walking to the sideline without much pain. They'll need him back on the football field. Is Matt Alvidi, the backup quarterback, the senior from Park Ridge, Illinois. He has a 3rd and 7. Northwestern just 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Hasn't attempted a pass since game 5 against Penn State. Under pressure, will run it for the first down. Past midfield and down near the 49-yard line where he's tackled by Courtney Love. That's 16 yards.
It looked like maybe a face mask at the very end of that was missed, but got deep zone drops by Kentucky and a little bit too deep. And Alvidi is able to take full advantage of it. And if I'm Kentucky, the crowd in the line of scrimmage playing the run, forcing him to beat.
There's a sweep finagle in Flynn. gets past the 45-yard line.
As I was saying, just kind of force the hand of Matt Alviti. Again, trying to keep him in third down and long situations and take away Justin Jackson if I can.
Already 15, making 16 rushing attempts so far for Northwestern. And the 17th goes to Jackson. Not much there.
That's exactly what Matt House, the defensive coordinator, chose to do. Crowd the line of scrimmage, 7-8 in the box. A nice play by Josh Allen to bring up another third down situation here for Northwestern.
Allen's had 3 terrific years. He's a true junior and is thinking about the next level. Mark Stoops had lunch with his mother, his girlfriend, and him last week to discuss it. Trying to put on a show here today in Nashville. They go to the ground with Jackson, and he's bottled up at the 42-yard line. Jordan Jones in there on the stop.
Boy, and they've got 2 of the best in the SEC, and Jones and Allen that can make plays sideline to sideline. And remember, we talked about this early in the game. You get past the 50-yard line for Northwestern, it's dealer's choice on whether they're going to go for it or not on fourth down. And obviously here on a 4th and 3, Pat Fitzgerald going to roll the dice a little bit.
They converted their first one. Here's their second try. You saw Jones celebrating, had to fly back on the football field to get ready for this. They have to get to the 39. Incomplete. Derek Beatty gets a hand in there late.
Just the timing. Alviti is a little bit late with the ball. Beatty goes in motion, and he is trailing the intended receiver, but makes enough ground to just get a hand in Kentucky the football back.
At Taco Bell, the dollar unlocks more. Like 20-second menu items for just $1 each. Who's really behind this? The answer is right in front of you.
It's the start of a new year for you and your family.
And we'd like you to be part of ours. So our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. It's our way of saying Happy New Year and welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
Use your employee discount for everyone and trade up to this Silverado All-Star to get a total value of over $11,000. The Chevy employee discount for everyone ends soon.
We opened our doors with 70 megawatts, 35 mules, and an ice plant. But we brought power to the people, redefining what that meant from one era to the next. Over 90 years later, we continue to build as America's 3rd largest investor in infrastructure. We don't just help power the American dream, we're part of it. This is our era. This is America's energy era. Next era energy.
Let's cut to the chase. The #1 movie in the world for the 2nd week in a row is bursting with knockout fun surprises, marvelous adventure, and shocking revelations. See Star Wars: The Last Jedi. PG-13 now playing.
Whoever threw it has to go get it.
Anyone can dream. Making it a reality is the hard part. Northrop Grumman stealth bombers give us an advantage in a turbulent world.
Try to do whatever I could to help the kid out, ready to be on my own. When he was ready to take over the keys, I was ready to give them to him. Everybody kind of forgot about me.
The team that survives a wild card might ride that momentum all the way to the ring.
I don't believe it.
Never ignore the wild card.
Kentucky forces a turnover on downs. They trail Northwestern 10-7 in the second quarter in the battle of the Wildcats. Let's look at the hot topics of college football. Brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. You see the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic coming up after us, Andre.
Yeah, the battle of the quarterback, Sam Darnold and J.T. Barrett, two guys that's going to be a good one right after we finish up.
Then we have the semifinal games on Monday. First the Rose Bowl and then the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. Steven Johnson goes to the ground to Saheem Keene. Sci-fi, as they call him, has been the primary backup to Benny Snell all season long. He gets two there, and he's going to have to be the workhorse after Snell was ejected a few minutes ago.
Now, we were told that A.J. Rose had a magnificent series of bowl practices that the coaches talked about, a redshirt freshman from Cleveland, Ohio. So I imagine we're going to see him along with Saheem King.
2nd and 8. Johnson, and that could be picked off. It is intercepted by Montre Hardage, who got his hands underneath the football after it bounced off a receiver.
Third interception of the year for Hardage, and Steven Johnson has just kind of been off the mark a little bit behind receivers, and there you're getting hit. That's one that those just happen off a receiver's hands. Both guys trying to make a play. Johnson under duress. Ross kind of sliding, gets a hand on it, and just bad luck.
He slips and falls, gets that hand on it, and as you see at the end of the play, Hardage did a great job of getting those hands underneath the football for his 8th career interception. Alvidi loads up as a wide open receiver. That is Charlie Sessler.
You have got to get off the hash mark if you're a safety, and they're trying to rotate coverage. You just don't get there in time. Derek Beatty a little bit late in that rotation.
28 yards down to the Kentucky 24. Alvidi's first completion since the middle of October. Late option toss to Jackson. And Jackson takes on tacklers, might have gotten a yard.
Well, we've seen this in this Kentucky secondary and defense before. When teams start to run the football with a little bit of success, like Northwestern has with Justin Jackson, and it kind of opens them up for explosive plays down the field. Guys get caught peeking in the backfield, maybe thinking about helping on run support, and a receiver or two gets behind the secondary.
Jackson straight ahead. Jordan Jones wrestles him to the ground.
Oh, what a play.
It'll be 3rd down.
What a play, and a guy that plays with so much intensity.
Sometimes too much. He had 3 personal fouls against Louisville in the regular season finale, but has learned from the mistakes that he made that day.
No doubt. Now, I would rather have to calm him down than to try to get him to play with that intensity.
Matt Fitzgerald said he loved watching him play for Kentucky. He already has 7 tackles in the game.
He talked specifically about 34, Jordan Jones.
Kentucky needs to get to the 14 with 5 on the play clock. Take that Northwestern to the 14-yard line. This is Jackson on a 3rd and 6, and he is past that and near the goal line. 1st and goal for the terrific tailback for the Northwestern Wildcats.
And this is a special player that not a lot of people in the country have had a chance to see. 4 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and you see why. The ability to make people miss. He is tough between the tackles. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. 43 receptions on the year.
40 career rushing touchdowns, and now a 1st and goal. There's number 41.
Goes airborne here. Job in the middle. They pull J.B. Butler around and really don't even need the block. That's the athletic ability of Justin Jackson to will himself into the end zone.
3rd in Big Ten history in career rushing yards. Went to number 10 in college football history today in the second quarter. Archie Griffin won 2 Heisman trophies. Ron Dane won 1. Those are the 2 guys in front of him in Big Ten history. Bender gets the extra point up, and Northwestern's lead is double digits suddenly with 17 unanswered points. Montre Hardage with the interception off the bounce. And then Justin Jackson finishes it all. Northwestern on top.
Long hole into the wind. That's if you're not swinging great.
See, that's funny. I thought you traded options. I'm not really a Wall Street guy. What's the hesitation? It's just too complicated, you know? Well, sure, at first, but JJ can help you with that. JJ, will you break it down for this gentleman?
Hey, Ian. You know, at TD Ameritrade, we can walk you through your options trade step by step until you're comfortable. I can be up for that.
That's taking options trading from Wall Street to Main Street.
Hey, guys, want to play some pool?
I'm not really a pool guy. What's the hesitation?
It's just complicated. Step-by-step options trading support from TD Ameritrade. It's the start of a new year for you and your family.
And we'd like you to be part of ours. So our Chevy employee discount is still available to everyone. You pay what we pay, not a cent more. It's our way of saying Happy New Year and welcome to the family.
The Chevy family.
This holiday season, use your Chevy employee discount for everyone on most 2017 models. Or choose this different offer. Get $3,000 total cash allowance on most Chevy Malibu models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
The next era belongs to those who help ensure the next energy to power our dreams will be American energy. This is our era. This is America's energy era. Next era energy.
Critics and audiences agree. The #1 movie in the world is a marvelous adventure, full of rousing surprises. It's the epic you've been looking for.
So good to have you back.
Star Wars: The Last Jedi, rated PG-13.
Whoever's the crew it has to go get it.
Anyone can dream. Making it a reality is the hard part. Northrop Grumman stealth bombers give us an advantage in a turbulent world.
Try to do whatever I could to help the kid out, maybe to be on my own. When he was ready to take over the keys, I was ready to give them to him. Everybody kind of forgot about me.
Northwestern's up 17-7. Justin Jackson already with 2 touchdown runs in the game.
Yeah, you talk about a guy that can run between the tackles, outside. Mention the fact that how well he catches the football, but he is dangerous when he gets in the open field, and rarely do you get to measure him up.
Took it away from Lynn Bowden and is taken past the 35-yard line to the 36 by Cash Daniel. Let's get a studio update. Say hello to Kevin Nagandi.
Kevin Nagandi here, getting you ready for the Mercedes-Benz halftime report coming up. Marty Smith goes one-on-one with Hunter Renfro. We'll get you ready for the Cotton Bowl with Booger McFarland and Tim Tebow, plus the craziest bowl game of the season. Back to you guys in Nashville.
Wake and Texas A&M in Charlotte today. 107 combined points. Stephen Johnson from his own 36-yard line to the sideline to David Richardson for a few.
Yeah, kind of how they started this game. A couple of big passes to Taven Richardson. Kentucky right down inside about the 5, and they were able to punch it in. But since then, 4 punts and then the interception, the turnover. It's been tough going offensively for Kentucky version of the Wildcats.
It's hard today. You can't use
No
nicknames.
doubt, no doubt.
A.J. Rose in the backfield next to Johnson. Snell ejected from the game 2 drives ago, and Johnson has no place to go. Nice open field tackle made there by Godwin Igwebuike.
I kind of felt like we would see A.J. Rose in this game, certainly with the loss of Benny Snell and Coach is really praising the bowl practices that he's put together. So we get a little more extended time tonight.
Kentucky's 0 for 4 on third downs today.
There is Juice Johnson.
He's been quiet, but there he is, and he's near the 30-yard line. Andre Ware on cue with Eddie Gran and Steven Johnson.
Well, the guy has been so effective throughout the year on third downs that if I'm Steven Johnson and I'm struggling, I'm going to find a guy that I can rely on. And it's number 9, Juice Johnson, on cue, able to pick up a first down and move the chains.
25 yards. He ended a streak of catching a pass in 22 straight. Did not catch one on senior day against Louisville, but in his last game, makes the big catch to get Kentucky inside the 35. And here's A.J. Rose down near the 30-yard line. Boy, Kentucky's entire identity changes Andre with Snell out.
Well, it's the production, Taylor. When you talk about 559 yards of the 1,300 he came in, 42% of his yardage came after contact. They keep beating that because it's outstanding. 42% of his rushing yards came after he's engaged a defender. And you can't replace that type of production that Benny Snell brings to the table.
Rose with just 14 carries on the season. Number 15 straight ahead. He gets a few more. You saw Eddie Gran, the offensive coordinator, in his second season at Kentucky, calling the plays. He's the head coach of the offense. Mark Stoops gives him total control. 31 years in coaching. Went to Ole Miss, Auburn, Tennessee, Florida State, Cincinnati, a long-time Tommy Tuberville assistant.
I love the guy. Love him, and he is a tribute to college football and all the young men that he gets to work with, and certainly makes our jobs a lot easier from week to week when we get a chance to cover Kentucky.
He's had to overcome a lot of adversity this year with Kentucky's offense. Here's a 3rd and 5 for Johnson, who shuffles his feet. Gets rid of it at the last minute, dumping it off in front of Ross. Joe Gaziano on that Kentucky sideline over there, applying all the pressure.
Yeah, the big fella. He's their best pass rusher. It shows you the pass rushing skills there. A young player who's only going to get better. He led the Big Ten in sacks with eight this year, 7 of which came in conference play. So he is only going to get better. True sophomore.
Now, Austin McGinnis has a huge lead. They are going to go for it. The field goal here with 2:01 left in the second quarter. 71 career field goals, 21 this season, tying his own record from last year. Mark Stoops irate on the sideline with the officials.
I think he's talking about where Steven Johnson was hit after he let the ball go.
And now a flag comes in.
Mark Stoops is not on the field. He's not out of the coaching box. Wondered if a player might have said something.
Steven Johnson that he was looking at over there. And now Stoops is running back to the huddle.
I wonder if someone's down and they're...
It does look like there is an injury over there.
They're looking at a player along the sideline, on Kentucky's sideline.
The result of the play is an incomplete pass. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense. 15 yards penalty, 4th down.